Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be going over function addition and subtraction. So my two functions here, f of x equals negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5, and g of x, which is equal to 9x minus 5. Our first problem is asking us to add f of x and g of x. These two different notations we see here and here, they mean the same thing. They're asking you for the same process. They're saying add f of x and g of x, add f of x and g of x. Alright, so let's get started. Here is how I go about it. First, since I'm just going to read from left to right, I'll start by writing f of x. So I have negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. I'm going to put those in parentheses just so I know I'm done writing f of x. Now I have to add, so plus g of x. So g of x is 9x minus 5. Alright, so now I'm ready to get started. All I have to do here is drop my parentheses. So I have negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. Now I'm just going to add g of x, so I just drop the parentheses here, so plus 9x minus 5. Alright, from here I'm just going to simplify and combine like terms. So as you can see here, I have no other terms with x squared in it, just negative 3x squared. So I'm just going to write negative 3x squared. I have a 6x here and a 9x here, so I combine these two to get positive, so plus 15x. Finally, I have plus 5 and minus 5. Well, 5 minus 5 is equal to 0, so they will just cancel each other out. And all I'm left with is this as my answer. Alright, now let's start problem 2, which is going to ask us to subtract. So we're going to say f of x minus g of x, or again, this is just two different notations for the same problem, f minus g of x. Alright, so again, I'm going to start out by writing my f of x in case you forget what f of x is equal to. It's equal to negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. So I'll write, again, start with my parenthesis, negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. Alright, now I look and see what my g of x is equal to. G of x is equal to 9x minus 5. So go back to my problem, right? Subtracting. I'm subtracting all of g of x, so I'm subtracting all of 9x minus 5. Alright, from here I can get rid of my parentheses on my f of x term, so I'm going to simply write negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 5. And when I write my g of x out, I have to remember to take this negative sign right here and distribute it to all the terms in the inside. So I get minus 9x plus 5. Alright, now from here I simply combine like terms again. I have no other x squared terms, so I keep minus 3x squared. Now I have 6x minus 9x, which will get me negative 3x. Finally, I have 5 plus 5 to get me positive 10. And from here, I am done my problem, and this is my final answer.